Hi there, and welcome to our webinar dedicated to the topic of ELNs versus LIMS systems. Here we will try to answer the question on how to choose which of these solutions is right for your lab. My name is Lara, and I will be leading you through today's presentation. Some of you may have previously tried to find a simple description outlining the differences between these two system types, which can be quite challenging, as over the years these lines have become quite blurred between the two. So, because of this, we have prepared this short webinar to shed some light on the matter and help you find the right fit for your lab. So, what topics will we be covering today in the webinar? Firstly, we are going to look at the difference between an ELN and a LIMS system. We will then talk about how one chooses which system your lab needs. Then lastly, we will dive a bit deeper into the benefits of an ELN and why having an ELN with a built-in sample management and protocol system is advantageous. So let's have a look. Which type of information management system do you think that you would need, and how would you be able to choose between the two? In order to do this, you need to ask yourselves the following questions. What industry do we work in? For example, an ELN may be more suitable for drug discovery or early stage development testing. What exactly is the business process that we are trying to optimize here? Are we finding ourselves doing fixed repetitive tests, or are we working with free-form exploratory testing and development? For example, collaborating, sharing data with colleagues in a team is much more easily accomplished using an ELN. What grade of documentation does the lab need to achieve? What is your work environment? When working in a standardized environment, an ELN might give you too many options to work from, where workflow is predetermined and not really open to flexibility. A LIMS system is likely preferred. In order to know which system is optimal for your operation depends largely on what you're trying to do. So to best understand this, you need to understand what each system type was designed for. So we are going to take a deeper look into each of them. Let us start with LIMS. LIMS stands for a Laboratory Information Management System. And these softwares were designed to manage structured data, to allow you to search for results for specific tests, to gather information on samples and studies. This is great for running repetitive testing or working in QA labs. Next, we have our ELNs, or Electronic Lab Notebooks. These softwares were created to manage unstructured data, which is different from the LIMS systems, which were created to manage structured data. Examples of unstructured data would be things like notes, images, and the trackings of samples, to give you a place to centrally store, manage, and protect your data. ELNs are a great solution when keeping up with growing regulatory pressures to maintain data integrity, validity, as well as security. You also then have the option to share your knowledge and collaborate on projects with peers or members of your team. In short, ELNs were developed to collect and organize your data, whereas LIMS were created to support lab processes. As you can see, the disadvantages of LIMS systems is that they cannot store all of the relevant data that comes along with test results and actually capture the essence of context. This is better accomplished by an ELN system instead. ELNs are also super customizable to the way that each person works, whereas LIMS are more difficult to adapt workflows to and are generally IT managed. For example, ELNs can offer an all-in-one solution when they are inclusive of an inventory manager and protocol system. At some point in time, you will likely need an ELN because with a standalone LIMS, you will only have the information about the sample itself and nothing else, which only provides half of a full story. So, what extra benefits does an ELN really bring to your lab? It allows you to collaborate with other members of your team, whether it be on certain projects or experiments. You can set up digital signatures for sign-off. You can have a full tracking system for both samples and experiment data. You will always have a full detailed audit trail of each action that is ever performed within the system. You have the option to use barcode identification, as well as the integration of a mobile application. Some ELNs include a protocol module. This allows you to set up either group or individual working templates. Others may have supplies and quantity tracking systems to monitor your consumable use within the lab. Equipment can also be added to an ELN and allocated planners. Allowing for equipment validation is also generally a possibility. Well, with that being said, we would like to present you with a special offer of our ELN eLab Journal. This is inclusive of a 60-day extended trial period, and this includes an onboarding and as much support as you may need. A personal demonstration and training of the platform is also included. All you need to do is send us an email to the address on your screens and make sure that you use this webinar as a reference to qualify for this special offer. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope that you found it insightful and have a bit more insight into whether a LIMS or an ELN system will be a better fit for you. If at any point you have any other questions, please feel free to contact us. And then from myself and the rest of the team at BioITech, we wish you a great day further.